Scorching up to and over the line.
Who's going to get the gold?
The gold medal will go to Great Britain.
Look at the lead he's got. That is superhuman.
The European Championships starts Friday morning at 9 on BBC Two and iPlayer.
Welcome to Monday Night on BBC One. Sian with you live. What an inspiring 11 days it's been across the BBC with the Commonwealth Games. 5,000 athletes, 72 nations, 280 medal events and one fabulous host city. The hard work's done, Birmingham, with repetitive flashing images. It's time to party.
Hello, welcome to my city, welcome to my place, welcome to my zone. Hello, welcome to my city with beautiful people with smile on them face. Hello, it's a Brompton, it's a Brompton. Run. Hashtag 4121 is a place friendly fire come from. Oh, it's a Brompton, it's a Brompton. It's a Brompton, it's a Brompton. North, this is south, this is east, this is west.
11
days of sport have come to an end. 11 days of entertainment and endless enthusiasm from the thousands of volunteers who have made this Commonwealth Games in Birmingham such a joy. We have seen so many acts of great athleticism, courage, teamwork, and most of all, I think we've seen a glorious festival of friendship. Well, tonight here at the Alexander Stadium, on this stage, we will see some of the best music acts Birmingham has ever produced. We are ready to rock in honour of a Games that has been utterly unforgettable.
There's your champion.
And Libby Breen takes it. Sophie Hahn is beaten.
She's a champion once again.
Yes, I have.
Is the hero for England? Elizabeth Hogan, she's going to emulate a man. Absolutely world class. It's title number 4 for Jake Jarman. It's gold for Scotland. England are the Commonwealth Games champions. Bronze for Alistair Chalmers. He's finally completed the full set.
Oh, it really has been fabulous, hasn't it? And I think the aim of these games was to bring the world together in a positive shared experience and to put a redefined and renewed Birmingham back on the map. Well, it's certainly done that, and the pride is palpable. Everyone who lives in Birmingham and across the West Midlands, or who comes from here and lives somewhere else now, they're rightly puffing their chests out. Gold medals all round to the volunteers and the fans who've created such a good audience and atmosphere for the athletes to perform at their best. And once again, they have gathered here at the Alexander Stadium in their thousands, and I'm thrilled that we have both Ellie Simmons and Amara Gwezi, proud Brummies both.
Yeah, we've got a panel of people sat together around a table discussing with each other about the games.
So fast. Every single day.
This is Ellie Simmons speaking now.
It's been phenomenal. I'm going to miss seeing everyone in the streets, the whole buzz of Birmingham, the lanyards, the uniforms. Oh wow, I'm going to miss all of it. But I think Birmingham should be so proud. They've put on an incredible games.
And Emma, this is just the beginning of sporting ambitions for Birmingham.
It really is. I think we've performed so well with this, and I'm hoping that another legacy is that there's more sport available for people.
This is Amma Agbezi talking. You can see the bustle of the crowd in the background.
For the World Athletics Championships, Eurovision, Olympics, anything. I think we're ready now.
Actually, thinking of Eurovision and music, Ellie, you're about to embark on a new challenge, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
This is going to be ringing in your ears.
I know, I'm going to...
Ellie is dancing.
You don't want to hear me singing.
You're ready for it. It's going to be wonderful, and you've always loved trying to push yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's that athlete in me. You know, I've retired from the swimming last year. This is all new to me now, this other chapter, and trying a new thing, which is dancing, which I've never ever done before. So excited, but also so nervous as well.
One of the other great successes of these games, I think, has been, as you know, and we all have appreciated, the integration of the para events, 43 of them. And how much do you think that changes the nature of the Commonwealth Games when you compare it to the separated Olympics and Paralympics?
Oh, it's been incredible. That integration, hearing from the para-athletes, they've loved it, you know, and also the non-disabled athletes have loved it as well. And it's just felt the same games, you know what I mean? And you can see the para-athletes have competed phenomenal.
And actually the wider practicalities of that, Amma, you were involved in helping out with the village and accommodation for athletes, and accessibility in all the stadiums and in all the areas where they've been staying has been absolutely key.
Yeah, definitely, that's been paramount because it is integrated. We wanted to make sure that everybody felt welcome, everybody could access everywhere that they needed to be. And I think it's just thinking like you have to prepare for games, you have to build things. So actually, if you just put it into your mindset that you need to prepare and enable access for everybody, it's actually really simple to do once you switch your mindset.
And I think that's part of the messaging that goes out into the wider community, the wider world, and everybody starts to think about it a little bit more effectively and make plans and put them in place so there aren't barriers in the way for people. Well, we had one final day of sport to celebrate across the morning and early afternoon, and here are some of the home nation's headline makers from the last day of competition.
The Birmingham Commonwealth logo is popped up with headlines. Day 11 platforms for success with people diving.
17-year-old diver Andrea Spendolini-Siriex, she and partner Noah Williams won their second gold, Andrea's third medal in the mixed synchro 10-metre platform. They celebrated with that belly flop with Team England. They took silver in that as well with Kyle Cathari and Lois Tolson.
The winners holding up the England flag behind them.
Edinburgh pair Grace Reed and James Heatley secured Scotland's 13th and final gold
More
medal
diving.
in Birmingham in the mixed 3-metre springboard event. They saved their
Some slow-mo shots of them jumping off the boards into the water.
Third to first in a very close competition.
They're happy, laughing and hugging each other and holding up the Scottish flag behind them with their medals on.
3 Commonwealth titles. And the final home nation's gold medal of the Games went to James Willstrop and Declan James in an all-England men's squash doubles encounter.
The squash players are hugging each other, grabbing each other and celebrating together.
Epic final to clinch their first Commonwealth gold in this event.
And now they're standing on the podium with their medals.
And here is the final medals table. Australia out in front.
We're now looking at an aerial shot of the stadium with the medals table showing Australia in the lead with 178.
England, that's one below the record from 2014.
England just below with 176.
Medal haul overall with 176. This has been Scotland's most successful games other than Glasgow 2014. They finished 6th. 2 places below them are Wales, 8 gold medals for them over the past 11 days. Northern Ireland finish 11th. They've broken all sorts of records. Their own record for golds with 7, their record for overall medals as well with 18. And a special mention to Guernsey. Lawn bowls silver and 400-metre hurdles bronze were the island's first Commonwealth medals for 28 years. And the really good news about these games is you don't have to suffer withdrawal symptoms at all, because you can go to the BBC iPlayer, you can watch all the sessions again. The BBC website's got some really good highlights, clips and funnies as well. But we are looking ahead to the closing ceremony, and joining our commentary team of Hazel Irvine and Andrew Cotter will be Radio 1's Adele Roberts. Adele, it is lovely.
There's some shots of the crowd
somewhere there
zooming in
and I wanted to
at the commentary tables.
What we could expect and who are the key acts performing.
Oh, Claire, wonderful to be here. I've heard about the stadium and the crowd.
We can see the zooming in shot of the person who's currently giving commentary with their headphones on and their mic.
Tonight we're going to bring you the best of the Midlands, the West Midlands, Birmingham.
It's Adele Roberts, Radio 1 DJ.
Heritage of this wonderful city, its culture. We're going to take you right through the decades, kicking off in the 80s with the likes of Dexy's Midnight Runners, Musical Youth, the amazing UB40, which my mum will be buzzing about. We're going to take you into the 90s as well. Goldie and Beverly Knight coming together for a very special performance, along with Punjabi MC, Apache Indian, and then from now the likes of Georgia Smith and Laura Mvula. And then we're going to get grimy, Claire, which I know is your favourite. We're going to play you some Lotto Ash, JK, and with the likes of as well. It's going to be amazing. And I hear a very special guest.
I cannot wait for that. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. A concert for the
We're
ages.
looking at an aerial shot of the stadium again, panning round, looking at the whole of the city.
On every day and evening. The party is still going on. Right at the centre of it is Tim Morwood. Shortly. Over in the city of Victoria Square, there's been entertainment on every day and evening.
We're now looking in the centre of the city at a crowd of people sitting on the floor, gathering around, with the BBC Sports commentator stood in the middle while people cheer and applaud and put their hands in the air. People waving flags, sitting in beach chairs. It seems like a really exciting environment. And Tim Morwood is interviewing some people now.
The whole of the world in your city?
Well, I was brought up in Birmingham. I've lived here most of my life. It's a lovely city, and it's great for our song to represent Birmingham. Yeah. It's a proud moment.
And Mikey, you've essentially provided these games with the Bond soundtrack. You've given them a soundtrack. I got on the train tonight from Four Oaks into here. There's 2 little kids singing the song. How special is it to have soundtrack these games?
It really is special. I mean, it's all happened very quickly. You know, we were commissioned by Birmingham Music Archives to write a song for Birmingham, and we did it in 1 day. And the funny thing is, when we actually finished it, we all actually went, yeah, we're all happy with this. You know, so it's really brilliant. I mean, we didn't expect it to take off this big.
No.
You know, we really didn't. We didn't expect it to take off this big. But we're rolling with it because it represents where we're all from, you know, it's for our people. And we're hoping it's a hashtag that will carry on Birmingham for the rest of our lives. So that's really a special moment.
Yeah.
You know, Commonwealth.
It's great the amount of children that love the song as well. It's great to see kids dancing to it.
And that's exactly what it's all about, isn't it? You know, we hear the term legacy a lot, but by providing the soundtrack, providing these guys with what are brilliant games as well, with all of the action on and off the track and all the events. I mean, it's been absolutely perfect. Well, listen, let's get back to celebrating. It's been incredible. Thank you, everybody. Birmingham, thoroughly loving the Commonwealth Games.
They've just brought a load of children who are very excited in front of the camera.
Youngsters, and how many of them will want to be involved in maybe organising big events,
That's the interview
be involved
table.
somewhere in sport, whether it's competing, whether it's part of backroom staff, whether it's, you know, on the physio side, Ellie, coaching side. I just think that the spreading of the love of sport, what sport can do.
Yeah, and it's not just about the athletes, it's that whole ripple effect. It's absolutely everyone, and sport has the power to change the world, and you can see it here in Birmingham. It's so powerful, and people, getting so excited about these games.
I'm also hoping that the immediate effect, Emma, will be in tourism, of people coming to the UK and going, we must visit Birmingham.
Definitely, and I think even before we get to outside of the UK, I think people domestically haven't really realised that Birmingham is a happening place, and so hopefully within the UK people start travelling here, but internationally I do hope there is tourism, but also business investment, because we want more employment, we want people to come and live here, and lots of businesses are already moving here, so hopefully that's a great legacy that the Games leaves.
Well, we are just over 15 minutes away from the closing ceremony, so it gives
You can
us
see the
chance
crowd
to
doing a
reflect
Mexican
on
wave in the
everything that
background.
we have enjoyed over the last 11 days with the help of writer, performer and Birmingham Poet Laureate as the noise gathers here, Casey Bailey.
Zooming in on a pre-shot video now of Birmingham as a city.
These home games have revealed the beating heart of Birmingham.
Showing the giant bull from the opening ceremony, people taking pictures of it.
Embracing, welcoming, we're a city full of cultures, and to see other cultures coming in.
Beautiful art, murals and graffiti, people taking pictures. You can see all the art around the city.
Buildings, industry.
Seeing so many people from different countries here. Never seen the city centre this busy. It's great.
You can see the busy city centre. People wearing England supporting things, people carrying the torch.
This city's heart beats through its people.
Oh yeah, you're right today.
This is a shot of a hairdresser.
Absolutely loved it. Much proud to be a Brummer.
I'm proud to be a Brummy. I'm very proud.
Some more shots from the opening ceremony.
It's just like a magical experience, really.
Citizens of Birmingham being interviewed, expressing their excitement about the entire event.
Shared a moment in time. Athletes returned to the roars of sold-out stadiums.
Footage of the crowd at events.
And stood up on the platforms they deserve.
Pictures of people winning medals, being very excited and celebrating.
Hosted a Games to remember.
Absolutely world class.
Wheels tick the gold.
The Jamaican takes the title.
Shots of the athletics and people winning, and the sports cut in between shots of the city and people enjoying it.
Routine. Fantastic.
The stage was set, the stands were filled, but only the athletes.
You can see shots of the crowds, people waving flags. Shots of the athletes.
Inspiration came quickly.
Wild knows that he has 10 seconds penalty to take. So
more shots of people running, grabbing a flag as they cross the finish line.
The Commonwealth Games.
With others following in the slipstream.
Neil Facky, Commonwealth Games gold medalist.
The wheels were in motion.
Footage from the velodrome.
Bronze medal.
but it isn't always a smooth ride.
Footage from gymnastics.
Incredible achievement. He had his appendix out just weeks ago.
Some made their journeys with company. Some evoked the spirit of magic.
McClements of Northern Ireland has won their first swimming medal.
And the new all-round gymnastic champion, Jake Jarman.
In the pool, a duel. Duncan Scott and Tom Dean kept swimming towards the horizon.
They're swimming against each other, racing towards that finish line.
Scotland's gold. Brilliant swim from him. Absolutely perfect timing.
Or sometimes
Each other in celebration at the end.
James Wilby wins gold on the men's 100 metres breaststroke on the Commonwealth Games, and Petey down in fourth.
A scream of victory from one of the winners.
If there is
More footage of the velodrome with people crashing, getting injured.
What an awful thing to happen. I just feel I don't have enough luck.
Picture of one of the Paralympic competitors whose tyre got punctured when cycling.
As the games bedded into our city, home favourites blossomed.
Some pictures of the martial arts.
Even the best.
Picture of a tattoo of a lion.
Life has tested Laura Kenny more savagely than sport ever could. But back on the track, something clicked into gear.
Footage from the velodrome again. An interview with Jill Douglas.
A natural born champion.
The volume inside the stadium is incredible here as Laura Kenny leads the chase.
Laura Kenny is heading towards the front of the chase in the velodrome.
And I think then she just grew wings.
Here comes Laura Kenny into the finishing straight and up towards.
Very tight, going as fast as she can, and passes the finish line, finishing first.
She has this ability to turn it on when it matters most. And
she's high-fiving members of the crowd.
And PT remembered, when you're in deep water, there's only one thing to do. Swim.
More footage of the swimming.
The 50-metre breaststroke gave Adam that opportunity, I think, after the swims that he'd had with the 100
interview with Ellie
breaststroke
Simmons.
disappointment, to prove to everyone that he's still got it.
Petey's going well. Is he going to finally win the not one? He's going to get the gold. Petey wins the gold. He's finally completed the full set. He's got every
A celebration as he wins the gold medal, splashing the water in the air, beating his chest.
To add that gold medal to his collection and to show the world what Adam Petey is made of. He's a true champion.
I reached the bottom of the bottom yesterday. I had to bring myself up with the crowd, bring myself up in my
Interview with Adam Petey.
You know, that's the result.
The spark of success.
He holds up his gold medal in the air.
Reaction. Another medal for Duncan Scott.
Duncan Scott puts his arms in the air.
Golden gymnasts made our hearts somersault.
More footage of the gymnastic, people celebrating as they win.
And we learned a lesson. Whatever happens, keep shooting your shot.
People shooting into a basketball hoop, scores an amazing shot. The commentators are so excited they jump out of their seats and knock their chairs over. More footage of the city now in the stadiums.
Birmingham was part of Scotland.
These championships were such an opportunity for
an interview with Denise Lewis.
The Nearly woman for so many years.
Eilish McColgan has the whole crowd on her side.
Eilish McColgan running as fast as she can. You can feel as she edges closer towards overtaking the people in front of her that she might be able to do this.
When you watch her on that final straight, that is all of that belief.
You can see the joy, the excitement in her face as she realises she's doing it. She puts her arms in the air as she crosses the finish line, feeling relief and excitement.
The crowd on that last 200,
shaking the Scottish flag in the end, overwhelmed and running into the crowd.
I've never spent like that in my entire life.
Towards her
it's
family.
Just an absolute dream. It honestly is.
Crying as she holds her mother.
A victory built up from the foundation. a rebuilt body, mind and spirit.
Katrina Johnson-Thompson, the defending champion.
Katrina Johnson-Thompson now running the hurdle race.
You
can see the tenseness in her face. Jessica Ennis-Hill giving an interview.
Find that motivation, that inspiration again.
Kat Johnson-Thompson.
Johnson-Thompson about to do the javelin.
On the approach and one of her finest ever throws. Finally, a smile from Kat.
You can see the smile on her face as she succeeds at her amazing throw.
Resilient. She's a true competitor.
Katarina Johnson-Thompson defends her Commonwealth title.
Tom Dean
smiling while she holds the England flag.
Silver linings, never giving up the hope of gold.
Tom Dean gets the touch. Oh my goodness me! Oh,
splashes the water in excitement as he wins the gold medal.
The power of perseverance.
Powerlifting, amazing success showing in her face as she throws the weight to the floor
from around
and flexes in relief.
But heroes here in Birmingham.
Lots of footage of people being excited as they win, and more footage of Birmingham.
With the crowd in their ears and finish line in their sights, there was no sign of slowing down.
Absolutely world class.
A dive from Jack Lord
Those
there.
with experience lean
Hockey.
on those memories.
People in the crowd waving flags excitedly.
Others
the team holding hands and running together.
Fearless.
Will it be a Commonwealth medal to add to the collection?
Yes, it will be.
An amazing dive leading to another medal.
We scaled the highs.
It's English 1, 2, 3.
We shared the lows. We felt it all.
We can see
Into the
people
last
disappointed
weekend,
as they
Birmingham
lose.
Was bubbling, a frenzied energy which spread.
And Laura Muir is going to come home to a gold medal for Scotland.
More footage of running.
Into the hockey, where they ran in the wake of lionesses.
People holding each other as they're excited that they score a goal in hockey. The crowd overwhelmed, waving flags, setting off flares.
On Sunday, our Boxing Day. And
Lots of people biting their gold medals, holding them in the air.
Throes of a dream.
Unbelievable drama.
A squash victory as people hug each other in success.
Dreams, Endo. What happens when we wake? What
now we see calmer footage of Birmingham on the day-to-day basis as a city during the Commonwealth, and interviews with people who were there.
To get them out there, get them motivated.
Pictures and footage of kids being really excited, waving their flags, high-fiving each other.
Similar ages, doing some amazing things.
Integration, acceptance, sharing the same stage, that's what these games were all about.
Wheelchair table tennis footage, an excitement at a victory.
I've got a gold medal in the Commonwealth, so it's incredible, and I can see my mum.
His mum comes onto the camera and hugs him as he's giving an interview.
Disability sport and the champions of disability sport.
More footage about Paralympic and disability sports.
The realities of life with a disability, the barriers that they can break down, the platform that they deserve because of what
people hugging each other and smiling at their success
is massive.
For the first time, there were more medals for women than men.
It's testament to these amazing women that, you know, they are role models for so many
An interview with
people,
Isa Guha.
Their moments have been able to inspire so many others.
Birmingham has played its
Fireworks.
part in a once-in-a-lifetime summer of success. That's
commentators wiping their eyes as they cry.
Making dreams reality.
People watching
Our
in the city centre on the
held
big
back
screen.
By prejudice from outside, for our access
Old footage of Birmingham as a city.
But now you've heard the beat of the Birmingham heart, its rhythm and its message. This is
more happy celebrations,
the home of
and more footage of the city and the beautiful art, as well as aerial shots of the city.
Bit of magic there from Casey Bailey.
Back to an aerial shot
now.
now.
So many moments of wonderful achievement. Just great sport. Ellie Simmons and Amara Gracie with me here in the Alexander Stadium ahead of the closing ceremony. And Ellie, when you look back on all of that sport, hard to pick a single highlight, but what moved you?
All of it. Just watching that now. I just want to do it all again. Can we, Claire? Can we do it all again? But it just brings a tear to my eye. There's been incredible success in the pool. Tom Dean, Duncan Scott, Alice Ty, Bethy Firth, Maisie. Incredible success from the para-athletes as well, with Mickey, Nathan, Hannah, Olivia Breen, Ali Davis, David... Ellis. I think for me, though, that one standout moment was Ailish McColgan. Just her coming home with that gold medal in the 10,000 metres.
And having looked as if she was beaten, and then with, 200 metres to go, suddenly the crowd, the roar from this place. And look at her sprint to the line here. And she said afterwards, I've never sprinted like that before. And obviously such great McColgan history. Her mum, Liz, was here, a Commonwealth champion herself twice in 1986 and 1990. And just, I think that is a moment, you're right, that touched a lot of people.
Yeah, I think everyone, we were all feeling the emotions, the tears coming round our eyes, down our eyes. And yet when she came around the track and you could see that grit, she wanted that gold medal, and the crowd helped to get there. But yeah, that moment when she was hugging her mom, Liz, it just brings so many emotions.
And I think also it's a great tribute to the role parents play. So often it is them who have driven their kids to early morning training, who have really put the hours in and sat on the sidelines often, willing things to go well. Amma, what about for you?
It's been an incredible game, as Ellie said, and I wish we could start it all over again. But there's been some incredible things. Alison Chalmers getting Guernsey's 400-metre bronze, the buzzer beater with the 3x3 basketball, England men, Jamaica netball making their first ever final in netball. It's just been an incredible wealth of activity, and I think the top for me, Emily Campbell in the weightlifting. She is an incredible woman. She has done so much for, I guess, women in sport, but just women in general. She talks about body positivity. She won GB's first medal in weightlifting at the Tokyo Olympics, and able to do it here on home soil. And
you got to present her with her gold medal.
That was almost as good as winning gold myself. And the crowd there were just absolutely amazing, and I think Emily just attracts that attention. She's such a great ambassador for sport, and she empowers women phenomenally.
It has been a wonderful summer for women's sport, and another team success. A week to the day, actually, that the Lionesses lifted the European Championship trophy at Wembley. England's hockey players won gold at the Commonwealth Games. First time the women have done this. Tess Howard with the second goal that proved the winning goal. And the way they celebrate together, I think this really shows why girls, boys, men, women, everybody wants to get involved in team sport. But I have to give them credit for this, because they knew the words to Jerusalem and they were not afraid to belt it out. Holly Burnworth, captain there at the front, Maddie Hinch, who had performed heroics to get them into that gold medal match, right behind. And it did. Listen to this. I just love it.
Loud and proud, I think, is what they did there.
I think they were still singing last night, and just so much to enjoy, so much that makes us smile and makes us realise what a joyful thing it is to be able to play sport, to be able to share sport with so many people. And with thanks to Amma and Ellie, it is time now to bring the curtain down on these Commonwealth Games as we join our commentary team. It's going to be a concert that includes heavy metal, rap and grime. Adele Roberts, Hazel Irvine, Andrew Cotter all standing by for us.
Thank you. The last of the sunlight flickers at the edges of the Alexander Stadium on this very warm summer night in Birmingham. This will be a closing ceremony to remember a Commonwealth Games that we'll not easily forget. We will, of course, reflect on all the sport, but the story tonight is a musical tale of this city.
Yep, they're going to take us on a musical journey around Brum and the West Midlands, and what a lineup they have assembled as tour guides. We have got an inkling about who might be performing, but there is one big top secret surprise, and the word is it's going to bring the curtain down in real style, Andrew.
Yeah, it's going to be something. That is, of course, where we will finish, but we'll start with a full Alexander Stadium, 30,000 packed in here. We'll start by heading back to Birmingham post-war and finding its feet again.
It's just an aerial shot of the stadium and the countryside. Now a shot inside the stadium. Group of children playing games like hopscotch. 9 children playing with 1 jumping countdown. Looking around, turning around, pointing at the stands.
The landscape of the West Midlands in the 1950s. Chimneys and factories are flanked by 2 huge bridges. It's a
people come running out dressed in old clothes, peak caps and gardening equipment.
The West Midlands rises again to the sounds of Solihull's ocean colour scene.
A view of the stage, lots of lights, smoke, people dancing, dressed
people in industrial style outfits.
Thank you. An aerial shot of the stadium showing the dancers. Dancers running towards the stage.
People are dancing whilst carrying around pieces of brickwork, piling them up into a big wall. Appears to be trying to imitate mining and other industrial sorts of activities, lifting big rocks, piling them together at the front. The colouring is very ore-based, like rocks underground, and then brickwork that's old, whilst people dance around it. There's a raised stage that people are dancing on whilst people are lower down, running around with wheelbarrows and large pieces of debris, putting them together in this big wall. Here's a spinning wheel that's being put into the wall and a guy running with it with his hat on. They've now put some more spinning wheels in this wall. They're bringing more and more industrial equipment towards the front, and people are coming down now off of that top raised stage, down towards the bottom, where they're all gathering at the front, each holding large bits of rock or metal, very industrial, whilst they're dancing in a way that replicates the kind of work they might be doing, lifting, digging, those sorts of movements. They've all entered a power stance with their hands on their hips to finish with the industry equipment at the front.
Hi, can you hear me now?
We're now seeing a violinist.
There you go. I can hear you now. That's working. Perfect.
They're playing Dexy's Midnight Runners now are playing Come On Eileen. Whilst they do this, there are women who appear to be working in a factory, picking up boxes and lifting them round. There are men above them who are lifting larger boxes and seem to be walking with them rather than packing them. The industrial workers are dancing whilst the music plays and the shots are shown of the band. They're now at the front near the wall, spinning the jennies. They're working the industrial equipment in time with the music. They're throwing the boxes to each other in time with the music whilst working at the factory. Right next to the band, who are now looking down towards the factory workers while singing. Factory workers are walking round in a circle with their boxes. The singer's really getting into it, holding the mic up to the crowd. The band are clapping, putting their hands in the air, really enjoying themselves. You can see the workers dancing around all the industrial equipment, having a great time. And you can see the crowd excited in the background. The industrial workers are now holding up pints in the air and dancing with them rhythmically to the music, while another set of workers claps above themselves in the air. Yeah, they're thrusting their pints into the air in time with the music. They're speeding up as it goes. And they're now throwing them up in the air very excitedly. The crowd's cheering very loudly. Very excited. Very energetic dancing now as they move the industrial equipment away. The singers walking around the stage, dancing, getting very excited. All the workers are waving at him.
Brilliant.
And now everyone's cheering and has their hands in the air.
Everything is improved by Kevin Rowland in a green suit.
Here, here, the ultimate party starter, Sexies. So we're in the engine room of England, factories booming, but the city of 1,000 trades just can't keep up with the manufacturing demand in the 1950s.
Aerial
in fact,
view
labour shortages
of
across the
arena.
UK would prompt an invitation by the British government to people around
A dancer
the Commonwealth to come and live and work here.
dances.
New legislation helped make it happen, and come they did with
He does a handstand and ballet.
And to the pulsating sound of Led Zeppelin's iconic Kashmir comes the soaring vocal range of a son of the Black Country, Robert Plant.
Camera panels around him as he rolls up his sleeve. He stands up and faces towards the sky. Intensely walks as he looks at the beams of industrial setup. He looks up as if to scale it and walks away. He begins to lift the piece, press up against it. Spins around, stands comfortably. There are 4 others who have joined him. They walk toward the industrial tower together. They scale it up and down with their eyes. More join them. They walk around. Together they push. More come in, march in. It appears to be a collective effort to move a piece. It's too heavy. More join them. Some are women and men dressed up in Sunday's best.
The Caribbean, India and Pakistan came to the West Midlands, helped put the region back on its feet.
And we're telling real stories. On the left of the screen, carrying the suitcase, is Sudev Gill. His father, Gurmej, came to Birmingham in 1958, originally a farmer in the Punjab, travelled by boat from India to England, worked in the Birmingham foundries 7 days a week, saving money to buy a home.
And that was Joycelyn Boyer as well. Joycelyn's father, George Saunders, came to Birmingham in 1958, part of the Windrush generation.
Some of the immigrants come and they
said she's hugely
begin
proud of her
to
father,
pull a
proud of
rope.
his legacy.
That's off to the left, so that the piece that's off to the right can be lifted as the immigrants who have joined begin to help to lift it up as well. Together, they're finally able to lift it higher, and more people join to help. It's a very emotional scene of teamwork. The tower, there are some children who are helping to pull. The tower piece is now high enough that those off to the right can't push it up, but those off to the left who are pulling with the rope are lifting it higher. The piece is finally completed. Now there is a bit of a light show that's happening inside the now completed tower. People look up emotionally, and one man has his hand up in pride.
So
They breathe deeply, and the tower now says together.
The powerful opening sequence, we're reminded of the multicultural vibrancy of our host city. What a statement and what a start tonight.
An aerial
And we will
view
continue
of
to
the sun
celebrate the
going
music
down
from this
above
area
the arena.
as we're about to welcome in a lot of the athletes who've competed here over the past 11 days with a Spencer Davis group. And keep on running.
People, both the paras and the non-disabled athletes march out with their company flags.
Emulating her mum, and of course the silver in the 5,000. That was Scotland's 500th Commonwealth Games medal.
Yeah, they come thick and fast.
People are excited.
Alexander Stadium being told to welcome everyone in, but they do come in with the flag bearers. We'll pick out a few of the flag bearers for you. We've already seen Eilish McColgan. England will have Jake Jarman on the flag, the 20-year-old gymnast from Peterborough who took 4 golds.
Some of the athletes are smiling, waving at the crowd.
I see Guernsey, what a...
And some have their hands up in the air.
Either one of their 2 medalists on the flag bowler, Lucy Beer, she's already back in Guernsey with her silver. Alistair Chalmers took the first Commonwealth Athletics medal with bronze in the 400 metres.
There's a line of some staff and performers who are also applauding the athletes as they come in.
Kenya, always successful in athletics. They had Helen Wawira on the flag. She took bronze in para powerlifting, and Ferdinand Omanyala,
Kenya
who is the 100 metres
waved
champion.
their flag together.
Just a mention of some of the other home nations that have their flag bearers. I know Northern Ireland had the teenage boxer Dylan Eagleson, the bantamweight gold in the boxing. In fact, Northern Ireland finished top of the boxing medals table, 5 golds.
They did. Dylan Eagleson, Aidan Walsh, his big sister Michaela, Amy Broadhurst and Jude Gallagher. So much for Northern Ireland to celebrate 7 gold medals this time. Best ever, Andrew.
I see the Welsh team, or those who are here, coming in as well. Rosie Eccles won light middleweight boxing gold for Wales, and she is carrying the the Welsh flag into the stadium.
Yeah, they had para stars Olivia Breen and Alan Davis as well, and Geraint Thomas crashing, getting up off the deck and still managing to nick that time trial bronze as well.
More athletes come in waving the flag.
They are supposed to come in all en masse almost, I think, the athletes, but they're staying in their countries. This is good, and they are a helping hand. Already some, there we are, there's some integration. There we are, athletes mixing. That was just a small amount of...
It's very well behaved so far, Andrew, I think.
Well, usually in closing ceremonies, the flag bearers come in and then the actual athletes all come in together, but so far they're sticking in their teams.
St. Lucia just coming in. So Uganda as well.
Some of the performers are dancing out to the side.
Fiji into the arena.
Fiji coming in. The dancing.
Well, there's no doubt about the stars of the show here, Andrew, and that has been Australia top of the table. Once again, 67 goals, 25
Australia's coming in.
Australia, when are you going to realise that it's about the taking part, not the winning? I would tell a story about the Falkland Islands. I don't know if we saw their flag bearer, but Falkland Islands flag bearer is table tennis player Javier Sotomayor, which is a very famous name. He shares the name with the greatest high jumper of all time. He's Chilean by birth, Sotomayor, the Falklands flag bearer. He also owns, we're told, the main barber on the I was going to say the East Islands. I've lost my facts there. I've just gone into sort of vagueness. But anyway, he's a very successful barber in the Falkland Islands and a good table tennis player.
And I'm sure he's had a wonderful time in Birmingham. Absolutely. So in they come, and it's been a joyous 11 days for all of these athletes. They brought so much joy. There's been so much excitement about being able to run in front
Jamaica
of
comes
crowds
in, waving the flag.
cheer you on. And I think actually the return of the roar has been one of my favourite moments and indeed aspects of coming together again as a Commonwealth community.
Yeah, I think it's at events like this that you realise what was missing over the previous year or so. And when you think back to Tokyo as well in the Olympic Games and how the athletes talked afterwards of the noise, the atmosphere that was missing, and Eilish McColgan talking about how the crowd helped her on that final lap, that final 200 metres. It made such a big difference. Here in the Alexander Stadium for the athletics, it was just a huge support, and the home athletes couldn't stop grinning.
Absolutely, and as we still listening to the Spencer Davis group, yep, you've guessed it, another Birmingham band formed in 1963 by Spencer Davis and Stevie Winwood and his brother Muff.
Well, I would say, because Welsh people will be shouting that Spencer Davis was from Swansea, but he studied at the University of Birmingham, studied German.
Indeed? Okay. That really is an impressive random fact you've just plucked from the air, Andrew.
Well, as we look at the Welsh team, I felt it was important to point out. And Stevie Winwood went on to work in several other bands and have great hits as well.
You nearly trumped yourself there, but you just fell short.
I fell into vagueness again just at the end, just tailed off. Anyway, here we are, where there is mixing going on. Good, we encourage mixing.
We do. A quick word about some of the other teams who've had stellar fortnights here, and New Zealand. Aaron Gates will be carrying in the New Zealand flag after a quite sensational haul of 4 goals on his bicycle. In fact, the Kiwis have had their most awesome games ever, 20 goals, 49 medals. Namihi Aotearoa, congratulations.
Indeed. Favourite moment for you since they've been talking about it in the studio?
Wales coming in with their flag.
Jake Jarman's joyous smile. He was an absolute breath of fresh air in the gymnastics, the artistic gymnastics. But
Panning out to the crowd.
I think would have to go with Eilish
Different
McColgan.
teams are mixing together and celebrating.
Eilish's mum when she was still a bump at the time, and all these years later, the bump crossed the line for gold.
It was remarkable to be in the stadium as that happened. Adele, what's your favourite sporting moment from the Games?
I have to agree with Hazel. Eilish McColgan made me cry. I was so happy for her. Laura Muir as well. What an absolute unit. And Katarina Johnson-Thompson in the heptathlon.
Well, I mentioned Katarina Johnson-Thompson. Team England comes into obviously the
Team England is coming in waving the flag.
White tracksuits. And again, home nations get such a lift competing in front of their own fans.
They do, and it's lifted them to 57 gold and 176 medals in total. And there's been stars all over the place. Queen of the track, Dame Laura Kenny. Who will ever forget that scratch race, and who will ever forget the interview thereafter? the England women's hockey team. I heard Claire talking about it. It was an absolute privilege to watch that one live. In the pool, Tom Dean, James Wilby, Adam Peaty, who hadn't lost over the 100 breaststroke, coming back to win and claim the 50 metres. Ben Proud, so many stars of the home team.
Yeah, so Ben Patterson, the young, the 20-year-old 800 metre. Oh, here we are. There we are. There's my star of the games. Favourite moment of the games? There it is. Right there. I'm just going to let that breathe. Look how much he's enjoying himself. Possibly a she, I'm not sure.
Keep digging.
I'm not digging. I'm enjoying a dog in the parade. We'll talk as well about Northern Ireland's success. We mentioned
Wales is doing a conga line with their flag.
Astonishing in 7 golds, and
hand towards Jamaica, where people are dancing.
As well. So it's not just English success. Yes, of the home nations, England are the most successful, but all the home nations got a huge lift out of competing in Birmingham.
They definitely do, and you mentioned Northern Ireland.
Heading back towards England coming in.
For them in the swimming pool, and the men's fours bowls in a team that actually included Marty McHugh in his 7th games, and Ian McClure from 24 years ago after they won it in Kuala Lumpur. They were back, and these athletes are back.
The games are done, it's now time to party. Get ready for an incredible celebration of music. And to kick us off, 3 legendary reggae acts. Apache Indian Boom.
It's coming in on 2 DJs performing. Apache Indian. Pans out. There are performers that the camera is now zooming in on who are dancing very energetically with each other. There's some whining. Apache is climbing up the stairs as he sings into the microphone. Apache walks through a line of women performers who whine around him. The performers in the back are doing some groundwork dancing and dancing alongside the other performers. Apache has changed his outfit. He's now wearing a red top that has some crystals around the neckline. All the dancers are posed around Apache.
Get ready for another sound system banger. Over to Musical Youth and past the Duchy.
It's pedaled in on a kid who's introducing the song with dance, getting the crowd hype, and there are older performers nodding behind him. Pedaling onto the musical performers.
It was a cool and lovely breezy afternoon. could feel it 'cause it was the month of June. And so I left my
The kid is running on the ground and he's trying to get the cameras and the crowd hyped. He's now leading a crowd of women dancers who are sassily walking and filing their nails. He runs in between them, throws his hand up in the air, and then wipes his forehead.
Because the spirit of Jah, you know he leads you on. There was a ring of dreads and the session was there in sway.
The performers really getting into it.
I seen and heard them say. He said to pass the Dutch.
A whole bunch of the dancers come onto the stage, being led by the small kid. Coming through on the other side with more kids that were previously the adult performers. They're all dancing together on top of the stage near the music performers. They're stepping to the beat and the music. And they're crumping.
Sensational.
Honestly, my favourite thing about this is the band is in green outfits. If you happen to know that this song is about marijuana, it looks quite great. Oh yes, banging. UB40 is on stage in shirts and sunglasses, dancing along as they play the song. They're swaying from side to side as they sing, much calmer than the last performance. You can see the athletes waving their arms in the air as they sing. There's red and white smoke coming out as they sing. The camera's zooming in on lots of the athletes as they dance and perform for the camera, point at themselves, seem to be having a good time. The crowd has got red wristbands in the background, I think. Lots of them holding their phones up with their phone cameras. Yeah, they seem to have red glow bands on.
All of the time. Red, white, you make me feel so grand. I feel $1 million when you just in my hand. Red, white, you make me feel so sad. Anytime I see you go, you make me feel bad. Red, white, you make me feel so fine. Monkey pocket is not on the street. Red, white, you give me holy buzzing.
You can see the England team now waving their flags in time with the music. The singer is passionately singing to the athletes, looking at them, putting his hand on his chest. You can see all the athletes dancing. They seem to be having a great time.
first class step. And when we say step in the camp, lot of mercy. You know we don't rap. Nice.
Shortly after Red Wine, it was the emergence of daytimer parties in Birmingham.
As the song finishes, the band put their arms up in the air holding their microphones, and the crowd waves their flags furiously while the athletes do the same.
The clubs were mainly playing Bhangra music, and one of the anthems of the scene, as you can hear right now, still sounds so huge. It's Punjabi MC.
As the song starts, Punjabi MC get into a yellow car with black stripes on it. It looks like a racy sports car, while some South Indian women run up the stage wearing saris, various traditional Indian and other Asian costuming. They're very, very colourful. You've got bright greens, bright blues, all together on stage, starting to dance. As you can see, a shot side by side of them dancing, whilst the band is in the car, bopping along to the music. Now there's paparazzi following an artist who's wearing a beautiful dress, and the band are running after her, going past the security who were trying to protect her from the paparazzi. There's a police officer holding the hand up to the camera alongside the security officer, basically creating an atmosphere that you're not allowed in behind them. Now you've got the Punjabi MC in front of a DJ table, dancing along, putting their hands in the air, and now they're running away towards the police officers, where there is a pile of drums, which they're now each grabbing one of the drums and seem to be having an argument with the police officers over them. All this whilst the dancers continue to dance on the stage in their beautiful pinks and blues and greens and yellows, amazing bright colours, while the band has now come up with their drums onto the stage in front of them. And they're now hitting their drums while huge fireworks go off in the background. And the tower earlier that was industrial has lots of psychedelic shapes on it, representing all the colours that we can see. Very beautiful. Lots of dancing whilst they play their drums now, and the brilliant, vibrant colours behind them. You can see the performers from earlier are all holding glow sticks and dancing off to the sides. Now we've moved to a shot of one man driving the yellow car the others were in earlier. Oh, more fireworks go off as the dancers and the band put their arms in the air.
Punjab, Coventry-born supermodel Neelam Gill and Punjabi MC. So another youth subculture in the Midlands in the 90s was the rave scene. And
there's a guy in a yellow jacket in front of the DJ table now, holding a microphone.
From Beverly Knights.
And Beverly Knights wearing a yellow top with black bottoms. They all match in this very strong style. It's Goldie MBE and Beverly Knight MBE in a city life. The top she's wearing is a Wolves top, so Wolverhampton Wanderers, I think. It's got the Wolves logo on it. She's dancing while she sings. Wearing flared bottom trousers, she looks amazing. Huge gold hoop earrings. You can see some guys bopping along, playing on the piano off to the sides as she performs passionately to the crowd. You can see the athletes waving their flags in the background. And now the glow sticks that the audience were wearing earlier that were red now turn yellow to match this performance. There's flashing yellow strobe lights. He's moving towards the DJ, singing passionately to him now, while he gestures towards her. The strobe lights are going off again, flashing bright yellow as the beat increases. Shot of the drummer now, and you can see the other performers holding their glow sticks, dancing in front of him. Panning around the drummer, as you can see him really going ham. Now a shot of the singer from the other side. You can see more of the athletes' flags. More panning around the drummer as he plays his solo. A shot from actually on the drum kit now. And again, all those glow bands in the audience are going off, flashing. Big yellow smoke clouds. And everything stops while she puts her arms in the air.
Here's Goldie and Beverly Knight. Now back to the 70s for another big movement in the Midlands. Metal 2022 style. Georgia Smith rocking the levers and entering in style, paying tribute to rockers Judas Priest.
Flames are going up into the air. There's a motorcyclist with a leather jacket on. Artist who is sat on the back of the motorcycle gets off, goes towards the centre of the stage while the flames continue to burst into the air. Ooh, she's singing while they're all dancing in leather jackets around her. They're all in black while she's in a sort of dark blue cycling suit. Occasionally we get shots of guys in black leather jackets playing the electric guitar. She's singing towards the crowd, walking in front of her dancers. Slowly walking around on stage. While the dancers are very high energy, she's sort of a lower energy. Oh, more flames. Everything went red on the stage. The industrial bit earlier has now gone a bright red flame. It looks like there's fire under the stage while all of the dancers dance around her. More flames, more special effects. Oh wow, the flames are coming out the stage now right in front of her. Dancers doing backflips. The flame colour on the stage has gone now, it's now a sort of black and white metallic looking colour. She's now singing towards her dancers as they come up towards her.
Georgia Smith.
Final shot of flames go up into the air.
This is the thrash of Judas Priest, sounding amazing. So from Midlands Metal to two-tone and ska, the whole stadium is about to bounce. Leading from the front, Coventry band The Selector.
The Selector band is in like white and black blazers with grey fedoras on. The crowd are following the order. They're putting their hands together, as are the athletes. There's a guy playing a saxophone in a black blazer. Maybe it's actually a dark blue, very metallic-y. Oh, there's now like old black cars coming, very like Brum style black cars with very elegant individuals inside of them, putting their arms out dramatically through the windows. There's a crowd of people all wearing black with some kind of panel they're holding over their head now. Lots of them running in. Black squares. I wonder what they're going to do with it. The singer from the Selector keeps singing towards the crowd, turning around. Oh, the panels are black and white, and now they're in front of the stage, the people holding them, a sort of square holding them up. And the centre bit that was industrial before and was all the flames stuff, now like a black and white tiled checkerboard effect. The people holding the panels and the checkerboard effect are just lifting them above their heads and then down sort of in front of them. Oh, they're running around again now, the people holding the panels. The people holding the panels have now run in front of the athletes, are lifting them up and down. You can see the old black cars driving around again. All the wristbands in the crowd are bright white, people waving their flags.
But we'll move to television and a certain TV programme to celebrate.
Another aerial shot of the stadium. Oh, people are getting out of the cars. Yeah, it's Peaky Blinders style. Very like flapper outfits.
Britain's oldest dance company.
Rambert.
And inspired by Nick Cave's infamous title music.
They're coming up onto the stage now out of those cars.
A track written and sung by the phenomenal vocal talent that is Laura Mvula, who grew up in the suburbs of Selly Park and Kings Heath and graduated from the Birmingham Conservatoire.
They're all set up on stage in a very dramatic pose now.
The singer is in between the group of dancers. Laura Mvula. She reaches towards the camera and then waves away, and the dancers begin to scatter. The dancers are posed behind her very sensually and seriously, intensely. They spread out. They wind their hips as they move forward and stomp on the ground. They're all dressed in flapper-like apparel. He leans in as they lean out. Now they're slowly walking to the right as the dancers One of them is disabled and using arm crunches.
You only get one chance when the moment comes. Make it last. But do you know just who you are? Where you belong, the captive set free. Do you believe?
He dances in coconut with one of the dancers. As the performer with the arm crunches are performing to her left. She smiles.
Lord Umbrula and Romba.
As the audience erupts.
We are going clubbing, and we're going back to the 80s.
A flapper girl gestures the camera inside to
Birmingham City Centre, the
pirate aesthetic, rock aesthetic.
The place where our opening
Mirrors, there is one of them who's voguing.
They're still going strong, but the
there is the Rum Runner sign that is behind them, all voguing at the camera. A kind of modern, a modern pirate look. They flirt at the camera. Lots of queer vibes. The one who's dancing right now is in a shiny one-piece outfit. And now they're posing in front of the Rum Runner.
It was after a visit by the owners of the Rum Runner to the legendary Studio 54 in New York at the height of the 70s disco era that they decided to remodel the club, and thereafter a series of progressive DJs played the likes of Roxy Music and David Bowie. But once again here we'll celebrate Duran Duran.
They've all marched onto the stage. Hello, hello. Is performing in the front as her dancers are behind her. They are high. All the dancers are high energy voguing right now. She walks in between them as they fan adoration towards her. The centerpiece, the industrial centerpiece now has Rum Runner.
Oh, Tallulah Reeves, Sasha, you stay.
An eruption of fireworks.
Okay, time for the here and now and the future. Some of the most exciting grime, rap and R&B artists of today. You're about to see Mahalia, JK, Lotto Ash, and we begin with some gorgeous spoken word courtesy of Raza Hussein, giving a voice to the youth of the West Midlands.
Show me what it means to be merciful. Show me what we can celebrate
Raza Hussein performing Show Me the Magic as a black interpretive dancer is dancing to the side of him, crumping to the lyrics. He spins.
Introduce their footsteps to a universe filled with magic
and lunges
and wonder.
And spins.
Introduce their footsteps to a universe of magic, wisdom and wonder. Show me magic. Show me Birmingham.
The lights go in and out as the intensity of the rhythm strikes smoke comes up from the stage, and now there's people rolling their shoulders with the music. The camera pans to Mahalia, and she's sitting with a group of female dancers. She stands with them. Everyone's dressed as if they were going to a street party. They're following her and dancing behind her. She goes to the center of the stage. There is a bar set up in the back. Backflip. Fireworks go off in the back and around me. JK is coming onto the stage, and the centerpiece is decorated with his name. There are backup dancers in very reflective hoodies that are reflecting off the light, as if they're lit up. People are top rocking, the brick dancers are top rocking behind and around the performer.
I was the guy that jumped out of the car, ran down the guy that was sucks. I was the guy that sidewind out who got. And everybody watch now, everybody watch. Everybody get down, everybody drop. Seen MCs getting friendly with the cops. Yo, Wembley stop now, loud out, open and then to the lot. Want me, then you better pay me though. His JK's not Jay-Z's flow. It's a shot work because he made me though. That's a little man thing like a baby grow.
There's kind of a white magma vibe that's coming up of the digital decorations. Fashion Daiki is now up there singing the Birmingham anthem. The backup dancers are kind of just vibing in the back to support the energy. There's a lot of top rock as well as bottom rock where they're dancing on the ground.
Tell them I know gangsters outside KFC. Tell them that I am from the streets. So I love it when a painting wears a hat over a weave. I might take a trip to Boring, spending money where I wanna. Every time I phone the plug, he be calling me the charger. I say rewind. Yo, smash, pull up the tune. Scratch that, pull up and boom. There's a lot of boys in the room. You don't know what I'll do for the cash. I'm rolling with Lucas.
People are bouncing to the music. It looks like a party scene. They poured one out. There's some kids in the front dancing with them. Everyone's dressed in blue. in white. Strobes of fireworks are going off. Everyone is leaning to the left and leaning to the right. Now they're jumping. One of the performers kicks up in the air.
United through music. Thank you, Ash, JK, Mahalia, and Raza Hussein.
An arrow, and they're rising from all the fireworks.
And also, as you can hear, the chair of the Birmingham Organising Committee.
Crabtree OBE.
That's the one.
Your Royal Highness,
Now panning around.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and
But
gentlemen.
now in front of John
Where do I start?
Crabtree, OBE.
These are the games which welcomed the Commonwealth to the heart of England, introducing new sports and attracting record crowds. And the games which sought to honour the creativity and the innovation of the founders of our great city. With more medals for women than men,
Someone brings up a flag.
the largest Commonwealth Games integrated sports and parasports program, and the setting of our own very high bars for sustainability, inclusion, access, jobs and skills, social value creation, and so much more. To do justice to everyone who has made this possible, we would be here all night. Firstly, to Dame Louise and her team at the Commonwealth Games Federation.
He looks back to him and he nods at a woman.
Thank you. Thank you for the gift of the Games. I trust that we have not let you down. To the 14,000 volunteers, the members of our Commonwealth Collective.
Some of the performers cheer in the audience. Full eruption.
Without you, these games would not have been possible. Your limitless energy, your enthusiasm, and your goodwill has ensured that Birmingham 2022 fully demonstrated what makes our city and region so special. To Ian Reid and the team at the organising committee who worked so hard to put on these games in such challenging circumstances, to salute you falls well short of how I feel. My absolute, unconditional admiration for you all. And finally, the leaders of our city and our combined authority and government. The decision to bring these games to the West Midlands was a bold one, given the time available to us. But you saw the potential for the region and you backed us to deliver.
Turns back out to an excited crowd, waving at the camera.
Well, for us who will still be here tomorrow, the work really starts. We have the infrastructure in place to deliver something really special and meaningful. We call Birmingham 22 the Games for everyone, and that remains our ambition, that everyone in our great city and region must benefit from that bold decision. We'll be helped hugely in this task by Sport Relief, United by 2022, and the Commonwealth Sport Foundation, who collectively have been our official
The sun
charity
has
partners.
almost completely set.
These three are working together to empower people in the West
Back
Midlands,
to
across the country and
speaker.
around the world, to inspire others and to change lives. And later tonight, ladies and gentlemen,
There are some people beaming their flashlights in the phone behind him.
later tonight,
People
ladies and
celebrating
gentlemen,
with it.
you will all have an opportunity to offer your support. Lastly, I have always known that I was so fortunate to be born here. My fellow Brummies, my fellow Midlanders, you have been wonderful. You have demonstrated what we all know, that this is truly a global, international city and region of enterprise, of energy and great warmth, and where we welcome and celebrate our heritage from all over the world, and all backgrounds and all faiths. People talk about heart warming. There must be a temperature for a heart well above warming. Certainly mine has been there these past weeks.
He pats on his
Thank you
chest
to
where
you
his
all.
heart would be.
You have been exactly how I knew you would be.
And now, please welcome the President of the Commonwealth Games Federation, Dame Louise Martin.
Dame Louise Martin has gone up to the microphone now.
Distinguished guests, everyone here tonight and all around the world, and you are Commonwealth athletes. What an extraordinary 11 days we have spent together. To John Crabtree and Ian Reid, Ian Metcalfe and Paul Blanchard, and to all our colleagues and partners, and most importantly, to everyone in Birmingham and the West Midlands, thank you.
Gestures at the crowd and she says thank you.
These games have been bold, buzzing, and absolutely brilliant. Athletes, 11 days ago, I asked you to seize the moment. With 877 medals awarded, 97 Commonwealth records, and 4 world records broken, you all rose to the challenge.
She's beaming, and now we can see the athletes clapping her.
As we bring these games to a close, please remember, this is not the end. All over the city and region, the banners say, sport is just the beginning. Every Brummie, every volunteer, every single Commonwealth athlete is helping to write a new chapter in our history. The legacy of Birmingham 2022 is now yours for the taking. The incredible spirit of these games will continue through your actions, your pride, and your humanity. By competing together,
She points and gestures at the crowd again.
Together, we can and we will take on some of the biggest challenges of our time and build a better world through sport.
She has to stop. She was clearly going to continue because the crowd was so excited.
One outstanding athlete who is helping to do this is the winner of our David Dixon Award. At every Games, an athlete who has delivered an outstanding performance and demonstrated fair play and teamwork is chosen. And I am delighted to announce that tonight's winner is Singapore's most decorated Commonwealth athlete. She won 3 gold medals here in Birmingham in the table tennis singles, doubles and team events. This brings her total medal tally over the last 4 games to an incredible 13 medals.
You zoom on the crowd and the athletes who are applauding her.
At these games, not only had she to live up to the expectations, but also to lead. As team captain, she brings experience and stability to younger and upcoming athletes. She is highly respected by all her fans and peers, and the winner of the Birmingham 22 David Dixon Award is Feng Chuan Wei.
He hands over the award to the athlete as she comes up to the podium, collecting the trophy from the Dane.
The likes of Natalie du Toit of South Africa.
Gives her a hug.
Jamaica's triple jumper Tricia Smith and Welsh rhythmic gymnast Frankie Jones. Remember in Glasgow.
The athlete waves towards the crowd, holding her trophy up in the air.
And now it is time for Birmingham to say farewell to the Commonwealth Games and the flag.
Travel home with all our love, appreciation and very best wishes for what comes next on your journey. Birmingham, thank you once again. We will never forget your warmth and your welcome. From me to all of you, thank you.
Gestures to the crowd again, thank you.
President of the Commonwealth Games Federation. And it is time to lower the flag, the symbolic end of the Games, and as it will be handed from Birmingham to Victoria in Australia, Birmingham singer Jacob Banks.
Another aerial view of the stadium, and then we cut towards more music. A black artist wearing sunglasses grabs the microphone, pulls it towards himself. We cut to them now lowering the flag, representing the end of the ceremony. It's being lowered by people in military outfits who then pass it along to themselves. This is Jacob Banks singing. Lots of blue lights in the crowd in the background. Everything seems very calm on the stage as the flag is carried away now, we see, being folded up by the people in military uniforms. I think two representatives from each of the armed forces services. We watch as they fold it up ceremonially.
Look at all this heartache, what is left?
They're still folding it up. It's very slowly, little bit by little bit. It feels very formal and ceremonial as they do it, saluting and marching in full military discipline as they each hand over each bit of the flag. Back to the singer now, very passionately singing at the crowd. You can see the emotion in his face. And now we're back to the flag, which has been fully folded and is being carried away as they walk off in a march. It's now been handed over to a woman wearing a gold necklace who's just been saluted. I think maybe the Mayor of Birmingham? No, Councillor Maureen Cornish, JP, yeah, Lord Mayor of Birmingham. She's wearing one of those big gold mayoral necklaces. It's now been handed over to an athlete, Laura Unsworth for Team England, who walks with the flag up high, and it's now being passed to the Dame who just gave the speech in the red dress, now holding the flag, Dame Louise Martin, President of the Commonwealth Games Federation. Now been passed to Barry Lester, representative from Team Australia, and has now been passed to Her Excellency the Honourable Linda Destau. We're now looking at an aerial view of the stadium again, which you can see is lit up in blue from all of the crowd's blue wristbands, those bands I was talking about earlier. Are all in blue now, I think. The song finishes.
As Mobile winner Jacob Banks, who was born in Nigeria and moved to Birmingham.
Jacob Banks bows his head towards the crowd.
So it's official, the Games are heading back to Oz for the 6th time since 1938. Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, Melbourne and Gold Coast have all welcomed the Commonwealth. It's a brand new model this time, a multi-town and city approach in the great state of Victoria.
Yangai Nindidana, Yawan Yangai Warna, Takanwaru, Wanikwaru, Urara Waring.
One of the indigenous Australian elders is now leading some kind of ceremony, talking to the English representatives as the Games are passed to them. There's subtitles on screen. Visitors come to Wadarung land, waters to meet, dance, sing and play your best. Let us reconcile, smile. The gift of a message split invites you to NARRM, capital letters, 2026 on a Wurundjeri Wairung. Sorry, the subtitles went fast.
Smoking ceremony and the messages on the screen were within the message sticks which were
performing
handed
a
to Dame Louise Martin.
smoking ceremony.
Home to the oldest continuous living culture on Earth for more than 60,000 years, Australia's first peoples have been deeply connected to the land, to the waters and to community.
Treaty for Victoria pops up on the screen, and now we can see a dance performance by the first people of Australia.
And you'll see the eagle or bunjil
with the traditional artwork showing up on those screens that we used in industrial stuff earlier, and wearing traditional outfit. You can see them painting themselves with white paint and footage whilst performing this smoking ceremony, dancing around a fire. They pause as everything goes to blue smoke.
And the dancers who represent the 4 host nations are now using...
So the dancing that we can see on the stage is being interspersed between clearly pre-filmed video footage of this smoking ceremony. Lots of indigenous art popping up on those screens. It's very beautiful and vibrant. Now moving to more modern performance. Baker Boy, all wearing bright colours in modern clothing. Very street dancing. Yeah, so the street dancers wearing blue outfits and jackets over black shirts with pink bucket hats on. And then the main singer who's in bright yellow with a black jacket on. I think it's a puffer. He's wearing colourful trousers. Got patches of different colours on them. Yeah, and they're doing very modern street dancing. Very bright, vibrant colours popping up on those screens now. Very graffiti style. I think he's got a didgeridoo. That's what this noise is, big wooden didgeridoo. Street dancers continue to dance around in one place with didgeridoo. And now the screens and everything have cut the pictures of the Australian bush in very orange colours. There's a guy playing a guitar by a campfire, Taylor Henderson, Simple Things. He's wearing black Converse and a white trousers and a brown jacket. Yeah, playing the acoustic guitar. And now I think we're cutting to shots of the Australian countryside, people moving cattle, people laughing together at a barbecue, people looking over the river at mountains, people looking at indigenous art, drinking together as the sunset goes down. Yeah, lots of cuts, very quick snippets and footage of Australia. Beautiful skies, beautiful scenery, people walking through the bush.
You see the names of Gippsland, Ballarat, Bendigo and Geelong, where the games will be held in Victoria in 4 years' time.
The artist walking down the steps of the stage now towards the camera. Now jogging up some more steps, again walking towards the camera, and again we're back to clips of footage from Australia. Waterfalls, the sea, yoga, someone reading a book to their dog. Walking through fields of sunflowers, holding each other, birds, someone playing the accordion, someone holding boomerangs, beautiful art on the sand, people by a fire. We zoom out, people wave a flag, and suddenly the colours change.
And now we meet some of the athletes, some of them on the stage, some of them featuring on video. They're current competitive athletes in their sport, all the way from Victoria.
Yeah, this is a segment which is a tribute to sport in Australia. And there is a countdown clock as well.
Heading through different
26, 3 years, 7 months, 8
sports.
days, 13 hours, 12 minutes, and counting.
A boxer, some racket athletes and volleyballers.
When they created the first Aussie Institute of Sport back in 1981, now every state and territory has one.
They're doing very flowy movements with their arms as they dance in front of their accompanied sports gear.
Yes, in a segment celebrating Australian sport, you could just
The rugby kick, a lift of the weight, and a shot of hockey sticks on the ground.
Is the new model of Commonwealth Games, really. Certainly in Australia 4 years ago, it was a region, it wasn't a city when it was on the Gold Coast.
I get the feeling, Andrew, that this model could become a blueprint for other games as too. It might be the way
There is very athleticism in the dancing, such as high leaps.
As I mentioned, Gippsland to the
But all the
east of the city of
movements
Melbourne and
embody the movement of the
Bendigo
sport.
to the north and Ballarat to the west, where the athletics will be in
A scene
Geelong to
of
the
basketball, training on elliptical,
Commonwealth Games gold in
a
their history.
beautiful dive into the water as she swims up to the surface after. Mini kick. They all skip and leap and jump and end in a very soft, strong to soft pose. They hug each other as they run off the stage. The camera then pans closer to a singer, Vanessa Amorosi. She is dressed in a dazzling black dress as she gestures towards the audience, singing passionately. The industrial setup now is illustrating images of Birmingham, such as sorry. Of Australia. There are clothes, statues, food, more dancers and athletic gear have come up. Behind them are many people in the arena with their camera lights on, looking like stars in the background. There's a kid running into an amusement park area, athletes who are smiling and hugging one another. Flags of each nation are being danced with the dancers. Children dancing on the beach. An orchestra playing out in a wine vineyard. And back to the performance. The singer is singing at a guitar player. And now back to the audience. Welcome to the regional Victoria.
Vanessa Amorosi with amazing ending the handover section to the next games, and knowing Australia, it probably will be.
Australia's colors are going up in the fireworks.
Alexander Stadium, please welcome para-athlete in
Smoke
swimming,
is seen from the fireworks. Ellie Simmons is now speaking, and the camera is pointing at her.
Tonight, I'm here on behalf of Sport Relief, and I'm asking you to join me in doing something life-changing. The Birmingham 2022
She has 3 papers in between her fingers.
a lasting legacy that will make a difference to the lives of young people across the Commonwealth and around the world, especially right here in the West Midlands.
She smiled and breathed in relief.
I'd like you to meet a truly inspiring group of young people who live not far from here and who are worried about the world they're growing up in. They have an important message for us tonight.
One take one.
Coming from literally down the road, Birmingham.
There are kids who are coming onto
What do you
set.
think about the world you're growing up in? Are you hopeful about
Being
the world?
interviewed.
Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? What's the one thing you want to change about the world?
I think the climate crisis is something that weighs heavy on a lot of people's minds.
I do worry about bringing kids into the world as we are very divided.
That someone's going to be behind you, going to try and rob you.
Growing up in 2022 is scary.
I feel as though my rights are being taken away from me.
I want a world where young people can talk about their mental health.
Where passion and creativity can be unleashed.
A world in which anyone can go out and feel safe and free and happy.
I want the world to empower young people with autism.
Where people can explore their sporting passions free of judgment.
I want to live in a positive world where
Creative industries look more like me.
So, what can we do about it?
I thought it's time for me to actually make that change.
I've been working to build a new community within rowing, a more diverse community.
We are creating a short film which is about spiking bar injection.
We're creating a freestyle football club to show young people their different paths in life other than being out in the streets.
I am creating a safe space for young people to come and talk about their mental health.
We're building a better world.
Are you with us? Are you with us?
It is back at the audience and to Ellie.
Come up with their own solutions for how to improve their communities. And that's what Sport Relief is about. Your generous donations this year are already working to give people who know their neighbourhoods the chance to create a better world. And it creates a ripple effect because their work will touch thousands of lives and ultimately build a better future for us all. Your donations will fund projects tackling inequality, improving mental health, and helping young people achieve their dreams. I know times are tough, but listen to what they're telling us. They're already building a better future. Are you with them? Are you with us? Let's all come together right now. Join me. Get your phones out and do something life-changing. Please, donate now.
Well said, Ellie.
There's a donation prompt that says donate now to Sport Relief to give £10. Text donate
Yes,
to
£10. Text the word
70210.
Those texts will cost £10 plus your standard network message charge. You must be 16 or over and have the permission of the bill payer. 100% of your donation will go to Sport Relief.
In fact, to donate any amount online or for full terms and more information on the registered charity and how your money is spent, go to bbc.co.uk/Sport Relief.
The Vice Patron of the Commonwealth Games Federation, His Royal Highness, the Earl of Wessex.
They pan toward a special area in the arena that is decorated in blue.
Every 4 years, we endeavour to come together
His Royal Highness,
to celebrate our
the Earl of Wessex speaks.
Yeah, this is Prince Edward giving a speech now.
And enthusiasm with which you have competed, officiated, supported, organised and volunteered. You have once again brought the spirit and values of the Commonwealth to life.
The woman behind him nods, and then everyone applauds behind him.
You have inspired us and hopefully future generations. You have also demonstrated what unites us. Thank you, Birmingham and the West Midlands. So now, in time-honoured tradition, I call upon the athletes from all countries and territories of the Commonwealth to gather in 4 years' time in Victoria, Australia, to celebrate the 23rd Commonwealth Games.
The people applaud very enthusiastically.
Until then, on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, our patron, and in the name of the Commonwealth Games Federation, I proclaim Birmingham 2022 closed.
Rainbow colors of fireworks shoot up in the sky to celebrate the close of this wonderful event.
A display to fill this Birmingham night and to close the 2022.
There's a beam of blue light.
Oh, no, Andrew, we're not done yet. Just as in the opening ceremony, stand by for a big finish in Birmingham.
The industrial piece has a lot of electrical blue colors and smoke coming up. Blue flashes around the arena until red. There's a dark, smoky stage under the red lights. The performer who's speaking is unseen from the camera. The drummer puts his drumstick in the air. Red fireworks and flames underneath the stage come up. Ozzy greets the audience. A notification comes up. BBC News at 10 will follow shortly.
Black Sabbath are really going for it, and fireworks burst from the whole stadium. Lots of flashing lights and smoke. Yeah, they're playing Paranoid.
Smoke is absolutely surrounding the stage. Ozzy is jumping up and down as he sings.
It's incredibly visually intense. Lots of smoke and flashing lights while Ozzy sings, all in black, obviously. Starts clapping above his head and fire bursting out of everything. Fireworks going off, flashing red lights. It's a lot.
The audience is so enthralled by this.
We've shifted to a blue colour scheme again now, rather than the reds. Aerial shot with lots of fireworks going off. Ozzy seems very excited.
The cross angles from the guitar neck as he plays the music.
Loads more fireworks above the stadium bursting out. Ozzy smiling and gesturing to the audience. He seems really happy. And now there's absolutely tons of fireworks going up into the air, as well as flames coming out of the stage. Ozzy putting his arm in the air as he screams Birmingham forever.
It could only be Ozzy. Absolute scenes. Wow.
Stadium is absolutely filled with smoke and bright red.
Wonderful 12 days. He's been a star of the show as well.
The bull from the opening ceremony is now moving, and smoke just came out of his mouth as his eyes lit up.
Commonwealth Games provided sport, hopefully smiles when we needed it, and to paraphrase what was once said about the London Olympics, when Birmingham's time came, they did it right.
Andrew, this has been a Brumting. And they did do it right. Birmingham, take a bow.
What a way to finish the smoke from the fireworks, just clearing away.
Just watching the smoke clear away from the aerial shot at the top of the stadium. And back to the interview table from earlier.
Absolutely incredible. The best way to send the games out to Australia. Birmingham, you've done us proud.
What do you want the legacy of these games to be? What do you want to happen over the next few years and looking ahead into the future?
Well, I think we saw at the start of that ceremony the coming together, and I think that's what we really need to do across the country. People need to come together to work collaboratively and just be better. Everybody wants the best for themselves, so if we come together and do that, it will be phenomenal. And also, I'd love people to come to Birmingham to see Perry the Bull living his best life.
Yes, he will be living his best life. He's going to be there in the scratch at the end of September. Then he's going to be found a permanent home. The bull that was the star of the opening ceremony that's drawn so many people into the city centre is going to be saved. Don't worry about that. The sports coverage continues on the BBC. We move straight on to the European Championships. Again, a celebration of lots of different sports. It starts with highlights on BBC 3. That's on Thursday evening, and there's iPlayer coverage in the morning. But we've got athletics and various other sports in Munich, and the swimming's in Rome, but loads and loads of different sports right across the week. And the crowds here are cheering the athletes.
European Championships.
The stadium behind us,
Sorry.
the Commonwealth Games. Baton passes back to Australia, the nation that have finished here top of the medals table. But my word, they're going to have to go some to match what we have seen and felt here, because these athletes have been able to raise their performances to a new level on a crescendo of crowd support. 1.5 million tickets were sold across these Commonwealth Games, which is phenomenal.
Absolutely incredible, and I think the country really came together. COVID has had a massive impact, but we've shown that we can come together so well.
Emma, thank you. Thank you to the whole team. Most of all, though, thank you to Birmingham.
Now back to shots of life in Birmingham and shots from during the games as the credits roll. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to this audio description.
Fantastic. Brilliant from Jack Law. That is so routine. Doing Panther this year. Have they not been in touch?
There will be now.